What's up, Super Pack fam? Just wanted to talk about a few things on this fine Florida morning. Um, you know, when people talk about pit bulls, man, I swear to God, like the whole pit bull community is a bunch of morons. I mean, you can't even like tell them something that's literally been documented and proven to be true, as far as like at least what these people say and what the people I'm gonna believe, say. Like I had this guy, message me, and I was like commenting on a documentary TV video, and I said that pit bulls are a line of Staffordshire, and this motherfucker just like loses his mind. But like I don't know why he did that, because they are literally a line of Staffordshire Terrier. I don't think people understand concepts when it comes to dogs. You know what I mean? Like, how do you not know that it's not a line of Staffordshire? Yeah, it's not the Staffordshire Bull Terrier that is a registered, recognized breed, but it is a line of Staffordshire Terrier, aka half and halves, aka Bull and Terriers. That's what I meant by that. Like, you can tell people in this community some shit and they just lose their fucking minds, bro. Like, they don't even think logically about what you're saying or anything. Like, it is well documented that the American Pit Bull Terrier is a line as far as its base. And I mean, I'm sure people added a bunch of shit like I think that they did to make it a little different, and whatever. But it would still be classified, in my opinion, a Staffy or a Bull and Terrier or a Pit Bull line. Okay, it is two different lines at the base of it, which are the Walsall, which is basically like, Colby line, kind of style dogs, the black and whites. And then you got the Irish strains, which are like the red, pit bulls, basically. Like people still argue with me too over the fact that like these two lines are documented to have sight hound in them, and people will still try to sit here and tell me that I'm crazy. Like, it's the funniest thing, and it's because I'm a troll. I've trolled before, but the point, and I troll a lot, but the point is like, if you tell them the truth, it's like it just goes right over their fucking head. Like, the Walsall line was a line bred with Whippet in it. It doesn't matter what your opinion is on it. It's a fucking guaranteed fact. It is literally factual that it has sight hound. Why do you think that pit bulls have such a long leg to them, some of them? If you put some pit bulls next to a bully, which is more looking like a bulldog, or even a bulldog, they look almost nothing alike other than the muscle here and there. Because it's mostly like, I don't know why this guy came out. It's mostly like something where, like these pit bulls, they were bred, I don't know why he's staring and shit. It's mostly like what am I trying to say? Like, the crackhead made me lose my thought. It's like mostly yeah, like the pit bulls, they're very lean compared to bullies. You know what I'm trying to say? That they're not in the same body shape as them or anything like that. So it's just kind of like, I don't understand how you can argue about that, like when there's documentation for it and everything. The Irish strains they had also, and I don't know which Sighthound it was, but they had a Sighthound and a Terrier mixed in to them too. So that's like another reason why they're so what's it called, like they're so like long compared to the American bullies and everything else, because like that's more of a bulldog style, like American bullies and American bulldog, and then like this Amstaff even is more bulky than your usual pit bull. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like it's a different style, and it's bred to be able to have running ability. You know what I mean? Like when they added Sighthound, it's to lock onto a target for one and chase it down, which would be advantageous in scratching for a pit match or whatever. And two, it's like it makes it more athletic and everything and have better wind. I mean, it's not even debatable as to whether or not it happened. And I just find it crazy how like you can say pure hard facts all the time and people think that you are a jackass. Like, and here's another thing too with the APBT, like they they breed other things in there. Like I could even say that they've bred Tosa, in my opinion, probably in there. But you know, I made a post one time and I was like kind of trolling, you know, because I don't really know for sure, because they use pit bulls in the Tosa, you know, and mix them in there. But I'm just saying that it was kind of like, you know, some lightweights are almost the same size as you know, a really big catchweight APBT, and I just feel like if you look at them, I mean, you know, you could almost say that they might have used bigger, I mean, Tosa in the pit bull, and that's why some of the bigger pit bulls are big. You know what I mean? Like they're much larger than usual because of that. So I don't know. You know, it's just it's just me throwing it out there, but you just get chewed up over these fucking comments and shit because all these rednecks really have no fucking idea. Even the dogmen, most dogmen, I'm sorry to tell y'all this, but most dogmen are dumber than a sack of potatoes. I'm just letting you know. There's really smart ones, you know, but they're all really biased too. Like, I'll give you a good example. Like, you can't even talk about overseas stuff and what dogs do overseas as much in this country because everyone is biased with American dogs. They have to be American made and blah blah blah. It's like, you know, or they have people in this country that think that you know, they just know everything about dogs and dog matching and shit, and like act like they're like the best pit bull owners of all time, and they know everything, bro. Like, I got a dog that's worth 20 grand and he'll wax anything on earth and blah 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 blah. And like half their dogs look like they barely eat. They're like skin and bones. They have no muscle definition to them. They're not even big, you know. Like, you want a bigger pit bull too. Like, I'm tired of like everyone acting like you need to breed for smaller weights and blah 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 blah. It's like, I want a dog that can fight off a bear if I send them on it, you know what I mean? Or a couple of them, you know. I don't want a dog that's 30 pounds and gets shaken by a Kangal that's a hard ass cur, you know. Like, I want like a legit, like, decent sized dog, you know, like just stuff like that. Like, it's like you can't tell these people anything. You can't tell them that, you know, overseas they've been curb stomping you guys as far as accomplishments. You can't tell them that that Honey Bunch is not the best dog of all time. You can't tell them anything. They just won't believe you, and they won't even use their brain because they're all a bunch of fucking like gun-toting biker rednecks, which I'm fine with because I'm partially like that too. I'm just not an idiot. Like, I think with my brain, and you can't sit here and tell me that I'm wrong as far as documented stuff. It's literally what they called bull and terriers was Staffordshire terriers. Now, if you want to say, okay, not all bull and terrier lines are from Staffordshire, sure, but it's irrelevant to the name of which I think that they were calling the Staffordshire, I mean the bull and terriers, the Staffordshire, like around the, you know, around, you know what I'm trying to say? It was like the name for them, just like half and half was, but you know, and included like in general whatever, even though it's supposed to be for it's supposed to be, you know, called you know, Staffordshire Terriers. Only like the only one that's supposed to be called that is the one that became the Staffordshire Terrier. But all those lines are bull and terriers, and people, I think, you know, historically were calling them pit bulls, half and halves, Staffordshires, pit bulls. That's why we have this confusion too with like the bully thing, because they call them pit bulls, but they're nearly not pit bulls. They're mixes with a lot of pit bull in there, and it's just like people in pit bull history have just called things willy-nilly, and I think that's the same, and that's what my comment was about, you know, originally. And that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I'm sorry for like ranting and shit. It's just, it boggles my mind how you can like assume things and not think about them, you know. And the pit bull, especially with the pit bull community, and really like with the Malinois community too. I'm in both. I mean, both those communities are full of a bunch of morons. You know, I'll get into Malinois more later, but most people in the Malinois are like the same kind of way. Like, they're like elitist dog owners, you know. Like, they think that because they own a dog that's like amazing, that they're amazing, even though they're dumber than a box of potatoes. And like, you know, oh, my Malinois will attack somebody and shit. I've seen Malinois do absolutely nothing to people, because anybody with the right mind who's gonna, you know, who's trained and can fight a dog off, you know, is gonna just absolutely curb stomp a 70-pound animal. It's not even gonna be close. I'm gonna choke it to death, or take it by two legs and throw it up over my head and just slam its head on the curb until it gets knocked out like a rag doll. Like, I just don't understand how people conceptually put that a 70-pound dog is taking a 300-pound man that's tactically trained for 20 years. Makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not happening. Maybe like 3 of them, 2 or 3, you know, or just they'll say that like their Malinois is gonna like kill this or that, and it's like a super cur, and it's gonna take knife wounds from a terrorist. Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, I'm sure a Malinois is gonna keep scratching on a bad guy to the death. Yeah, right. You know, maybe 1 out of 10 million. I swear, dog people are just horrible. And they all, you know, the thing about Malinois too, like Malinois people, they just like talk rabbit shit. They'll like, because you say one thing that they don't agree with, they'll like label you an idiot and then like make fun of you for the rest of your life. I mean, imagine going into the store and saying something wrong, and then maybe it's even changing your mind, and then everybody like literally hates you still because you messed up on something. But I'm not even messing up. That's the funny thing. I'm actually right, and they're fucking idiots. And then now I'm like labeled this guy that we're all supposed to poke and prod and demonize and be evil to because we're a bunch of fucking grown-ass children. Imagine that. This country is fucking doomed, man. I swear. These are the people that have like gun licenses and fucking driver's licenses and run businesses. You know, it's unbelievable.